Right, welcome back to the channel and a new video. For anyone who watches my channel, you'll probably notice I haven't been active over the last nearly 4 weeks now, so I apologise for that. I've had a lot going on in my personal life that's just took priority really, so I haven't been to work, I haven't done anything. Where's he going? Jesus Christ. Yeah, I haven't done anything over the last 3 or 4 weeks. I haven't been to work, I haven't done any filming. I've just had stuff going on that needed to be set as a priority. So back to the matter in hand. I'm slowly getting back to work now, so I'm giving you all an update on what happened, well, what is still going on with this card machine and this card machine payment that we did a video on last time. Thanks everyone for commenting on that video. Just to clarify, some of the information in that last video was 99% accurate. I'd mentioned in there that he'd used his friend's card, something like that. Anyway, it wasn't his friend's card, it was one of his other cards, something like this. Just slip of the tongue as I've been chatting away. A few other things as well, but I can't remember now. But thanks very much for everyone who left comments and people liking and sharing and all that sort of stuff. It really does help build our channel. We've had loads of subscribers from that video. The man himself, Mike Brewer, actually commented on one of our videos, or coming on that video. So thanks everyone for the support anyway, and for a lot of people who were commenting about me driving and that sort of stuff, rest assured, when I am driving my car, I am paying full attention. You might not be able to see, but my hand is on the wheel down here, and this car just drives itself as well. It's an automatic Range Rover. You can pretty much just gently fiddle about and it'll go on its own, but rest assured I am paying full attention. So back to the card payment, so I will give you an update. When we last spoke, I was in communication with the bank and the police. Anyway, I rang the police back for an update, so I'll give you the police side. So I rang the police back for an update. They had no record of this crime being reported because it was reported to Action Fraud. It doesn't actually go onto the normal police database. So no one was actively looking for these people. So I managed to speak to the woman on the switchboard who did something that I wasn't expecting her to do. She turned around and told me that it wasn't necessarily fraud, it was a theft crime. And if it's a theft crime, that gets reported to the local police station, so North Wales Police, and they have to investigate it. If you report it as a fraud crime, it goes down to City of London Police and they don't do anything. So she put it through again as a fraud, a theft crime. I put all my information across to her, and the next day I got a phone call from a police officer who was dealing with the case, who then told me that it wasn't a theft crime, it's technically fraud and it shouldn't have really been done that way, but because the woman on the switchboard has logged it as theft, they now have to investigate this crime, whether they didn't really want to or not. Anyway, I've pretty much solved the crime for him, haven't I? I've got all the information, and anyway, so I was sent a link. I was then sent across all my photographic evidence and everything, and they put that through their system and identified the person, and I was contacted again, I think it was the day later, by the copper saying that they'd found the guy. They identified him on the system. He was arrested 2 days after being at my place collecting that mower with a stolen car in the same vehicle that was used to collect my machine. So the likelihood of that, obviously they wouldn't tell me what he'd done or how he'd come about, but the likelihood, reading between the lines, he clearly had a stolen car on the back of that recovery truck and he was picked up. The recovery truck is legitimate and it's registered to an actual person, and that person has allowed this chap to borrow this vehicle, is what I think has been said. Anyway, this guy then gets bailed, didn't turn up, so this guy is now on the run. All my information then was put forward to the copper. He made notes of it on the system. I hadn't heard for well over 2 weeks, so slowly getting back to work again. I rang them up and chased it up if we had any updates. It been then handed over to another police officer who rang me and said, oh, half of this stuff's not on the system. So I had to then send all my information over again, the person's face, all the rest of it. But because this person has now been identified through the police system's computer, I've been told not to release his image online to jeopardise any sort of conviction that may come from this, if and when, sort of thing. So that's why I haven't released his information. So the police have identified him. So that's where I'm up to with that. And to be fair, the police officer lady who was involved, she was really helpful and really kind, and she helped me, talk me through it all. I spoke to them and said, look, the bank's still chasing me for the money. And they were like, look, this is just how it's going to be, unfortunately. We won't get involved in that side of it, but we'll try and track down this machine. But as of yet, my machine has not been recovered. The guy has not been found because he's on the run. So this is where we're up to. And on the banking side, they are still chasing me hard for this money. They are not backing down. Quite annoying, really. So I've had messages from their collections team saying that there's this outstanding balance and it needs to be paid, and even though the dispute is still ongoing, they're still like, yeah, but you still owe the money at this point in time. Anyway, so I spoke to my inquiring bank, the people who do the finance in the background. They have now disputed my dispute and said, no, look, this guy's paid, I'm liable. The next section of that now is pre-arbitration. So I've had a letter from them to say supply all this information over to them for pre-arbitration, for another decision to be made. And what it says in that email, is that the decision made by the arbitration team will be final. So you're not going to court. They're not going to take me to civil claims or small claims court or anything like that. They're using their arbitration team, and their decision is final. And there will be additional costs if I lose in the arbitration stage, because they will have had to have used an arbitration team, and these people cost money and I will have to pay for it. So a bit of scaremongering. Last week I got that down with it all. I nearly just paid it and just walked away from it because I had too much going on. This week I've woke up, different attitude. Now I'm fighting it. You know, any normal day of the week I'd fight this all the way. So I am. So I'm going down pre-arbitration now. But what they've also done is asked me for a load of information that they know I do not have. When I originally rang the bank at the very beginning, I asked them, is there anything I'm going to be asked to provide that I can get in hand now, just in case this goes a bit iffy, or this becomes a dodgy payment, whatever. And they said, no, invoices, records, pictures, etc., and you'll be fine. That's all you need. But now they're asking me for a lot more information than that, and they obviously know I don't have this information. So they're playing a game, aren't they? Ask for stuff that they know you don't have, so then they can win their argument in the arbitration stage. If I lose, I lose. If I win, I win. It'll be a bonus. But that's where I'm up to at the moment. They have also sent me a letter now to say that my account is going to be put on review, and any funds that I would put through my card machine, they would now hold for 120 days to avoid risk of chargeback to themselves. So if I use anything on my card machine now, they're not going to pay me out for 120 days. And if I put anything through, they are going to hold any money that I put through to take down the debt that's on my account, if that makes sense. So if I spend $3,000, they're just going to swallow it up and say, no, you owe us $4,000 anyway. So this is where I'm up to with it at the moment. Very frustrating, but we're getting there, I think. It's a bit closer than I was anyway. But the big news, they've identified the guy and he's on the run. So, well, we know this guy's iffy, clearly involved. Why would you have stolen vehicles, and why would you run away if you were innocent? So the chap who picked it up was clearly heavily involved in this scam. But I've passed all their information over to him. They know who he is, they know where he lives, etc, etc, etc. And this guy's on the run, and apparently this guy's got a checkered past. So you may make your own decision on that, but I'm assuming what he meant by that was, as he can see the chap's record, he's constantly in a bit of bother with, you know, the police, so he's up to no good, isn't he? So that's where we're up to, but slowly and surely I'm getting back to work now. I think that's it. I'm pretty sure that is it. Yeah, so thanks everyone for watching anyway. Just a quick update video on that, and wish me luck, I suppose.